But let's start with the news of the day. This broke right before the show started. Rob Manfred sent out a 9-page memo detailing the Astros in 2017 and their sign-stealing operation. Astros general manager Jeff Luhnow and manager A.J. Hinch were suspended for the season and then summarily fired after the announcement. The team's been fined $5 million. They'll lose their first and second round draft picks in 2020, 2021, and the league is expected to announce a probably season-long suspension of Alex Cora. Cora was he was the one who developed the sign-stealing scheme as the Astros bench coach during that season. He and some players. They set up a live game feed camera in their replay review room as a way to decode pitching signals relayed by the catcher to the pitcher. They eventually evolved in the trash can banging to relay to the hitter what type of pitch they could expect. A.J. Hinch apparently, and again, this is all in the report, expressed his displeasure with the scheme on 2 occasions by physically damaging the replay monitor. Right? The old baseball bat to the replay monitor. Bunch of lollygaggers! However, Hinch did admit that he didn't try and stop or properly notify his players or Cora about his displeasure with the scheme. Right? You can imagine they thought they had one sign and they got it screwed up. And so instead of making them stop, he's like, look, if you're going to steal signs, at least steal the right ones. Luhnow's baseball operations department, and this, of course, is in the memo, is an industry leader in its analytics. It's very clear to me being the commissioner, Rob Manfred, that the culture of the baseball operations department manifesting itself in the way its employees are treated and its relations to other clubs and its relations with the media and external stakeholders has been very problematic. Keep in mind, this is the same front office that gave us the assistant general manager who was fired for making inappropriate comments about their closer, who, of course, they also traded for, even though he was suspended for domestic violence. The Astros were a win-at-all-cost organization. Let me repeat myself. They were a win-at-all-cost organization. Yes, that year they traded for Justin Verlander. Okay? But they were all, and that's a big reason why they got to and won the World Series. But they, think about the acquisitions they made, think about the lengths they went to cheat, and how they've admitted it. And baseball said, okay, the guy who's in charge, the general manager, gone. The coach or the manager, gone. But nothing to the players? And so we're left with this kind of empty feeling, right? Don't get me wrong. This is what you do, right? You cut off the head of the snake. But if you have a Ponzi scheme, right? You have a Ponzi scheme. Yeah, you want to get the top dog, but also the guys selling the bad stock that know it's happening. The guys who come up with the ideas, those guys got to go too, right? Baseball is doing what baseball has seemingly always done, which is they're not willing to take away titles. They didn't take away the title from Barry Bonds for using steroids. And don't give me this, Barry Bonds never knowingly used steroids. No, they couldn't prove in a court of law. In a court of common sense, everyone knows. Like, you think Barry Bonds in his late 30s like, man, I don't know what's in this stuff I'm taking. Must be all them bi curls I'm doing. Yeah, okay. We can't take away his home run title. Why? Because baseball. Even though his home run title has greatly outshadowed that of the rightful king. Right? Hank Aaron, though never as good a player as Barry Bonds. I'm not even before Barry Bonds used steroids. Hank Aaron was the home run king, and he did it through racism. He did it through a dead ball era. Did it in bigger parks. Did it without the use of weight training and analytics and whatever. Hank Aaron doesn't have that title anymore. Why? Because baseball is just scared to take away a title even though they can. They even said, like, look, we went to all the lengths we could. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. The Astros had to step up and fire Hinch and fire Luhnow. And nothing to the players? Those guys took away, possibly, from the Dodgers winning their first World Series. They changed how we look at Clayton Kershaw and Kenley Jansen and Dave Roberts. Go back even further, and there's teams in the American League who could have won a World Series had the Astros not known what was coming and banged on a trash can because it was an off-speed pitch. Look, and it doesn't matter to me that other teams may have been cheating previously or may have been cheating in their own way. The Astros got caught. Right? And when you get caught, it's like, oh, I was keeping up with the flow of traffic, officer. Like, okay, but I didn't pull the other guys over. You were going 80. Other dudes were going 75. It's a 55. I pulled you over. I give you a ticket. Correct? You know that doesn't work. License registration. Yeah, listen, I know I was speeding, but everybody was speeding. Like, okay. You just admitted you were speeding. You go, okay. Okay. I don't understand why baseball couldn't simply say the Astros are no longer the World Series champions in 2017 because of how it makes it look. It makes it look as though like, sorry, we can't do anything. Our hands are tied. No, they're not. Your hands are not tied, as we have learned time and again in Major League Baseball, the commissioner's office. Because there is a little stipulation in his contract, in every contract, that says for the betterment of the game. He has the ability to protect the game for the betterment of the game. Would it be a long legal fight? Sure. Would it be ugly? Yeah. Would they get made fun of, much like the NCAA, for taking down banners of championships that we've seen won? Sure. By the way, the NCAA one you are taken down usually for like recruiting issues, not for in-game issues. You know? The Astros went out, though, like a college basketball, college football team and win the games. It would not be pretty. But if he said it's because of the detriment it's done to Major League Baseball, protecting the game, I'm going to take back the World Series. No winner. Don't have to give it to the Dodgers. No winner. We'd still all know the Astros won the games. The Astros would still have their rings. Can't delete those memories. But it would be a symbolic gesture of what is and is not acceptable in the landscape of the sport. And as much as Manfred has done a lot of really good things, a lot of smart things, this, I think, was a miss. I think he came up short. Hey, what up? Doug Gottlieb here. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Fox Sports Radio. You can catch my show, all the shows on Fox Sports Radio, unique interviews, strong takes, just interesting discussion on the sports topic of the day, of the week, of the month. It's all encompassing. It's everything you need right here on YouTube. Subscribe.